Hey guys, it's Andrea. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, hit subscribe below. You can also check out my Instagram. I post a lot about our travel adventures on there. Today I'm going to talk to you about cruising. I've had so many questions about cruising lately and I just want to clear some things up and tell you guys how awesome it is. First, we're going to talk about the cost. Cruising is super cheap. It's the cheapest way you can travel because you can go anywhere. And I mean, you could go to the Bahamas for a couple $100 for like a 3-4 day thing. It's super awesome, super cheap. Also, it's all inclusive, which means all of your food is covered. There's activities on the boat and everything's included. So it's super nice, especially if you have kids, because we all know kids tend to eat a lot, especially teenagers. So it's a nice way to travel with your kids so that you can just kind of let them roam a little bit and they can eat whatever they want and however much they want. Next, I want to talk to you about the places you can go, because the nice thing about cruising is that you go to multiple places. So if you're not sure if you want to visit a place, do it on a cruise, because you'll see other places and you'll find what you do and do not love about each place. It gives you a little taste of each city so that you can know where you want to come back to, where you want to spend more time, and where you're like, that was cool, but next experience, probably won't go back. That's what I experienced on my last cruise with one of the places that I went to. So it's nice when you can experience it that way versus being there for 8 days and being like, well, this is cool for the first 2 days, now I'm ready to go home. Another thing that's awesome about cruises is the activities. There is a whole itinerary written for you day by day. Seriously, every night you go to your room and you have a new little brochure of the next day's activities, and it's super awesome. They do comedy club, they do movie nights, they do one that my husband and I love to go to is the Love and Marriage show. Super funny and it's just awesome, very entertaining. They do little craft times and dances, and there's an elegant night so you can dress up all fancy. It's just super awesome. And then they have a kids area and they even have a daycare. So if you and your husband want a night off, or you want to drink for a little bit, not want to have any responsibility, you can send your kids to the daycare and they can hang out with other kids, play. It's set up all super fun. And then there's also the pool, of course, and there's a slide, there's lots of hot tubs, and there's a water play area. And then there are the sports areas, and there's a basketball court. There's usually mini golf, and on some cruises there's even ice skating. There's just so many endless possibilities with a cruise. You will never be bored. Or you can just sit out and lay in the sun all day, have a drink, just chillax, and it's super awesome. So excursions. Excursions are great. They help you have fun wherever you're going, but sometimes you might want to experience more local and culture. You're not really going to get that on a cruise because it's more of like the beach life. It's just a little taste of, here's the beach, here's some shops to shop from, enjoy your time. So you see like the beauty of the island, but you don't really experience the culture or the locals. So if you are in love with it, you can definitely go back and get a better experience with the culture of it. But with excursions, you can usually book through the cruise line, but some places you can even book when you get off the boat. When we went to Cozumel, Mexico, we decided, because, I always am trying to plan and find new ways to make things cheaper, and sometimes excursions can be pretty expensive on the ship. So I told Josh, I was like, hey, for Cozumel, I'm not going to plan anything. We're going to get off the boat and we're going to book something there and see how it goes, how it turns out. Well, we got off the boat and there's all these people standing there holding signs, come swim with the stingrays, come snorkeling, come ride ATVs. And they're all the locals, trying to sell their tours and activities. And it was super awesome because, one, we got to support the locals, but two, it was a lot cheaper. And we ended up actually going out snorkeling, and we went and swam with the stingrays, and it was so amazing. It was the best experience ever. It was like $40 each, and it was so cool. And we even got our pictures taken and everything. And so you can kind of try different ways. If you're a little stressed and you're not a last minute person, then you can definitely book through the cruise line. They have tons of options and it's all so much fun. So the last thing that I want to talk to you about is seasickness. This is a concern for a lot of people, and if you tend to get motion sick or car sick, you're probably going to end up being seasick. And it's doable, it's functional. You can get some Dramamine patches you just put right here under your ear, and those tend to help people, but it also makes them a little drowsy. But the bigger the ship, the less the movement. So if you are maybe going to get a little seasick, but you're not really sure, go on a big ship, try just like a 2-3 day thing and see how it goes. Because if you're seasick the whole time, it's definitely going to be miserable and maybe not the way of travel for you. But if not, you're going to love it. I actually really like the rocking of the boat because it's very relaxing. You just kind of rock, and especially when you're going to sleep, you're like being rocked to sleep. And I love the movement of the boat because it just makes me feel very calm and relaxed. So personally, I love it, but if you're a seasick person, it's going to be miserable. Some medications like Dramamine can help, and you can also get some nausea medication. You can just let your doctor know, hey, I'm going on a cruise, I get really seasick. Can you get me something that'll help with my nausea? And that might help too if you're just dying to go. But sometimes it might just not be worth it for you. Last, so I know I said I was going to talk about the seasickness last, but there's one more thing I want to talk to you about with the cost. The awesome thing about cruises is that you can actually book it before, put a down payment, and pay it off before you cruise. So it's super awesome if you're trying to budget but you're just having a really hard time saving money. It's nice because you can just put like $200 down, and then every month you just make a payment on that until it's paid off. And you have to have it paid off like up to 2 months before you leave. But that's a super awesome way if you're concerned about the price and you don't have money to just fork out $2,000 to book the cruise right away. So that's another awesome thing about cruises, is that you can put it on a payment plan and it doesn't charge you interest or anything like that. So I hope this video helped you guys today understand a little bit more about cruises, decide if cruising is for you or not, and if you need help planning any cruises, let me know. I also recently did a video walking through how to book a flight, and I'd be more than happy to do something like that with walking through booking a cruise, because sometimes it can be a little confusing. So just let me know what you guys want. Hit subscribe below. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Bye!